passing day. Alice, you took a lifetime to say, leave the toilet, sit down. But Paul says up, and so you disagree from day to day. Alice says, Paul, your joke sounds stale to me, but time alone will tell. Let's take a lifetime to say, oh, what's that smell? For only time will tell us so, and forgetfulness will grow, I'm sure you know. Love, look at the two of you, two peas in a boiling pot. Paul, you took a lifetime to say, I think I'll retire, but maybe not. What day is today? I'm getting hot. But only time will tell us so, and Vegas grass may grow for all we know. Love, look at the two of you, travelers along life's road. You started out in New York town, then traveled south, then to Mizzou, and now here too. So howdy do? You took a lifetime to say, where are we now? But only time will tell us so. I've got a map, so you'll soon know. Love, look at the two of you, partners in many ways. You took a lifetime to say, we did it well, we had much fun, we had a son, and more than one. The road had bumps, of course, but we took it all in stride. We took a lifetime to say, I knew you well, for only time will tell us so. And love has grown, yes, this we know. Well, at this point, we're done. At this point, as rabbi, I must say, if anyone has a reason to believe that this couple should not be renewed in holy matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace pipe. Oh, yes. I was going to say, if you have an objection, please stand up.
I have an objection.
Yes.
And Alice talked about revisions, so I got to bring them up. Paul, I want you to focus. Look at me. You listening?
Yes.
I don't think you should get remarried, because if you don't, you'll have the whole couch to yourself.
Alice, if you don't get married, you'll only have to do half the housework and cooking and cleaning, not all of it.
Now, this is a key point, Paul. If you don't get remarried, you get to eat the whole meal. You don't have to share it anymore.
Alice, just remember, you can watch any TV show you want, not what he tells you to watch.
And you don't have to worry about the smells in the bathroom.
Alice, you can go to sleep at night without the earmuffs. You don't have to listen to Paul snoring all night.
And you'll have the whole closet for all your clothes.
And the most important thing, you wouldn't have to hide your shoes under the bed. Well, you ought to think about
I think you should
this.
think about it.
Really,
No,
consider it.
these are very good, well thought out objections. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Stop
yes,
this
Russ.
travesty! Alice is too young, too beautiful to be with him. Graham robbing. Stop it!
Anyone else? You know, Cantor Babka, I think, as a solidarity movement, here. We should have everybody stand up to indicate their objection to this renewal event. So please, everybody.
Stand up,
Everybody.
show us how you feel, how you really
That's
feel.
right.
We'll
Yeah,
check you
yeah,
over
for
this.
most, yeah, that's right. So clearly you see that the community stands, well, you're standing.
Well, I think we ought to think it over and see whether or not they should renew their vows or not.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it takes a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
Now you
Maybe
can sit
another
up.
50 years.
Well, you know, even we've had local objections. We've had some write-in objections from some very famous people, amazingly. And I hear, there's one here from Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods said that he wants us to know that Paul Stoll has ruined his marriage. All those reports about me fooling around, that's his words, with other women behind Paul's back, behind his wife's back, are untrue. He was actually training at the Paul Stoll Academy of Miniature Golf, otherwise known as Putts for Putts.
I think it's putts for the putts,
Putts for-
but we'll go with that.
Putts
It's
it
putts
is.
for the
Putts
putts,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Do you have an academy of miniature golf? Here's one, Alice from Madonna. I didn't even know she knew me. Madonna
Those are
says,
my bra ones.
Alice Stoll is a terrible person. I asked her to teach me the intricacies of Kabbalah. You know, she was into Kabbalah. And all Alice could do was send me instructions on how to make a challah. You know, it sounds the same.
And Donald Trump.
Oh, the Donald.
You
the
remember
Donald.
Donald Trump?
Yeah, I go to his hairdresser.
You remember, you do, it's good, you poor girl. He's very angry at you, Paul. He said if you had only voted for him in the primary, he might be on his way to the White House right now.
And he
And his
says,
only comment is, Paul,
Paul, you're fired! And this last one is just incredible. I know you guys were on Wheel of Fortune. Pat Sajak has an objection. Pat says, I have to tell you that Vanna White is very upset about Alice's vow renewal. Vanna thinks that you and Paul are renewing your vowels instead of vows. Can I have an E or an A? So she's afraid she'll have fewer vowels to work with on Wheel of Fortune. She would also like Alice to send her instructions on how to make a challah or about Kabbalah, whichever is more convenient. Well, Cantor Babka, despite these numerous objections, and I know there are many across the world right now that are floating, in fact, the universe is full of objections, we have been bribed sufficiently to continue with these proceedings. So, if you would please stand up.
Again?
Please, again, this is the
All the
interesting
people.
part. So, with the power vested in me by my mail order rabbinical certificate, I now pronounce you hitched for at least another 50 years. And now,
in keeping with our traditions, we have to make the blessing over the wine and the breaking of the glass. So hang with me 1 minute.
yeah, this
while we
is
get prepared.
this is the most important part.
This is very, very important. Paul, Alice, we know your penchant for always wanting your fruit of the vine to come from a very fresh, unopened bottle. I happen to have one. But we're also concerned with the fact that what you did 50 years ago needs to be modified a little bit. So for the fruit of the vine tonight, we shall use good old-fashioned prune. And with that,
Don't drink it, Paul. Don't drink
we
Go with it, honey.
Wait, we must make the blessing first.
Paul,
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri haprun shus. Amen.
take a sip.
Yes.
I'm dribbling.
In what way?
Yes, you're now that you have drunk prune juice. Now that you have drunk of the fruit of the prune, we can say in all honesty, you can go
Prune
in
wine.
peace. One more thing left to do.
One more tradition that we have is the breaking of the glass. And for those of you not familiar with this, typically you put a glass underneath the right foot of the groom. Do you know why the groom is allowed to break the glass? You have any idea?
No idea.
It is the last time he will ever put his foot down to his wife again. Now, the other issue is that 50 years ago, you were probably a little more strong than you are now. We're afraid you're going to hurt yourself if you had to break the glass. So we're going to please allow you to crush the cup. So go to And now, our last admonition, as my buddy and my Zeddy would say, let's eat.
Yeah.